Today I wanted to talk with you about why I am bullish on Latin America. I wanted to address some facts that I don't really hear a lot of people talk about on YouTube, especially not in detail. Make sure you stay until the end of the video because I'm going to keep the best for last. A big reason why Latin America might be worth looking into for you is because of the purchasing power that you get to retain when moving here, when living here. I mean, Latin America is a great place if you earn your money in US dollars and British pounds and euros and Australian dollars and American dollars. I mean, it's a great place for that. While you're now looking at Argentina and you're like, holy cow, their currency is going down the tubes. And this is also the reason why so many Argentinians are buying real estate, in different countries. They're buying real estate in Paraguay, in Brazil, in Argentina, because they know very high chance, almost guaranteed, that their money will be worth less the following month. And real estate is a great store of value. It's about supply and demand, but it's also about inflation. And inflation has been skyrocketing in Argentina like it has been in very few countries in the past. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that if you're coming here, if you're coming from North America or Western Europe or even Australia into this part of the world, especially South America, I mean, you can make a lot happen with little money. Or if you have a lot of money, you can make a lot happen here. In Paraguay, you get anywhere from 25 to 30 cents on the dollar, depending on what you're looking to do. While real estate is not as cheap as it is in Malaysia, it is relatively reasonably priced. If you want to get a long-term rental, you can get that for a fraction of the cost that you would be paying in North America, in the United States, in Canada, or in Western Europe. While tons of middle-class expats are moving out of Western countries and into Latin America, specifically South America, also millionaires are moving to Paraguay in recent years. They understand that Paraguay's territorial tax system is worth a lot of money. If you can save 100% on your overseas income, then spending 120 days in the country makes a lot of sense. So yeah, the purchasing power is definitely a big component. It's a big reason, but it's not everything. It's just part of the equation. Another big reason why you might want to consider relocating to South America and Latin America is because fertility rates are still higher here than they are in the West, in Western Europe and North America. I know technically this part of the world is part of the West, and it is in many ways, but from a mental perspective, from a cultural perspective, Latin America is still very different to Western Europe. It is very different to North America, United States and Canada. However, there are definitely similarities that can be spotted. Paraguay is one of the Latin countries with the highest fertility rates across whole Latin America, which is something that's really important if you consider like the longevity of a place, because yes, fertility rates are declining in Paraguay, they are declining in Bolivia, they are declining in Peru, but they're still a lot higher. People are still a lot more fertile here than they are in a place like Spain or than they are in Canada. The low median age makes certain Latin countries very attractive to people who are looking to start a company, because when you are looking to hire people, most of the times you want to go with people that are just starting out. You want to go with the younger folks. And if you've got more younger folks to choose from, it's just a lot better long term than if you were to set your business up in a place like Monaco, the country with the highest median age in the entire world. Or if you were to go to Japan, the country that is not really open to immigrants, and the fertility rates have been going down for decades in Japan, but in places like Paraguay, in places like Bolivia or Peru, there's still a lot of breathing room left. And I think this is really important, and that's why a lot of companies are now moving, especially agricultural companies. They're setting themselves up in places like Paraguay because the median age here is relatively low. We talked about the territorial tax system a lot, and we talked about some other things that we're going to point out in this video. So make sure you stay until the end of the video, because I'm going to throw in a very important reason that you should consider when moving to Latin America. I wanted to go on here because the fertility rates are not only important when hiring people, they're also important when looking for a long-term partner, when looking for love. And this is a place that has plenty of very beautiful people, young people, positive people, hospitable people, and most importantly, people who are open to communicating with foreigners and people who are open to dating foreigners. It's not just about the age, it's also about being receptive. Another reason why you should consider moving to Latin America is because rich and poor people both are moving to Latin countries, which is important because there are certain countries in the world that are losing a lot of rich people. We're talking about places like China, we're talking about the United Kingdom. Like, these countries have lost some of the most millionaires in history. because there are certain countries that are losing millionaires, specifically China, the United Kingdom, India. These countries have a negative millionaire migration rate. And this is important because if you are looking to relocate to a country, you got to take a look at the whole metrics. You got to take a look at the data, at the statistics, and see like, hey, people are moving here, you know, skilled people are moving here, and rich people are moving here. But of course, there's also going to be migration from poorer countries for a number of reasons, because they need to fill certain jobs, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just because someone has less money than another person does not mean they're worth any less than another person. We're all valuable people, we're all worth a lot, and we all have value to add. Now, specifically talking about Paraguay, it's really interesting to see how so many rich people are moving to Paraguay now. They're starting companies, they're putting their money into real estate, and they're relocating, in some instances even permanently, to Paraguay, because they see that, hey, this country is actually great. This country offers a great setup. It has so much value, and it is underrated. It's probably one of the most underrated countries in the world in 2024 and beyond. So like I said, many people, you know, are leaving certain countries. They are taking their wealth with them, and they're relocating to countries where they have just a much higher quality of life, where there's more potential, lower taxes, and where they can live happily and peacefully. And like I have told you in this video and throughout other videos, Paraguay is an immigrant country, and this is a super important point. You want to be relocating to a country that is open to receive you. Super important. Which leads us to the bonus tip, the bonus reason why you should consider relocating to Latin America, specifically South America, which is the liberal immigration policies. No matter where you're looking at, immigration policies matter. Okay, if you want to go to a country, if you want to live in a country for the long term, what's more important than anything is the immigration policy of that country. Can you become a resident? Can you become a citizen? Can you own land? Can you own companies? How welcome are you in that country? I mean, all these questions are mandatory to ask before moving to any country. So you've got to do your due diligence, and this is why we're here. Nomad Elite helps you. We educate you on the immigration policies, on the rules, on the laws of the countries that we're backing for a number of reasons, right? We cherry-picked the countries that we're promoting. I didn't just go into 50 countries and started promoting 50 countries like some of our competitors have done to increase corporate profits. No, we're not doing that. I personally very carefully examine countries, and I cherry-pick the countries that I believe have the highest probability of success in the next couple of decades. And some of these countries are already booming. Some of these countries have the right immigration policies. Some of these countries have the right rule of law for me to actually promote them with our company Nomad Elite. And this is like almost 15 years of experience talking here, because I have been an expat in Asia. I have owned companies in Asia. I've had investments in Asia. I have owned companies, and I have investments, and I still own companies in Europe, in North America, and now also in South America. So I know what I'm talking about. This is a lot of experience that I'm giving you in this video, and I wouldn't be recommending these things if I would not have done these things myself in the past. So you have to listen to somebody who has first-hand experience in the countries they are backing, they are promoting. And you also have to take a look at the history of a company, of a person. Is this company or is that person promoting any country that's out there just to make corporate profit? They are backing these countries because they want to increase corporate profits, and they're doing whatever they can to increase corporate profits, but they're not considering the long-term picture. They're not considering some vital facts like the rule of law, like whether foreigners are welcome. And there's so many facts here that I think must be addressed for you to understand the whole spectrum of things necessary to make a decision as to whether or not you want to relocate to a country. The immigration policy of a country is everything. It's the starting point. If you have the right package here, chances of you being successful in that country are actually very high. There is an exception. If you want to go on a vacation to a country, you want to have fun, and that's why a lot of people are going to Asia, there's nothing wrong with that. You can do that. You can enjoy yourself, you can party, you can flirt, you can date for as long as you want, but that doesn't mean that you should settle down in that country, and especially you should not invest in that country unless the country's policies, laws favor you as well. This is very important. That's why Nomad Elite specifically focuses on Europe and Latin America, two regions of the world where it's the easiest to immigrate to. Why are you bullish on Latin America? Are there any other reasons that I did not cover in this video that you would like me or another team member to discuss in a future video? If you need any help with relocating to Latin America, then please feel free to reach out to us now. You should see our website displayed right below the video. Thank you for watching Nomad Elite. We see you on the next video.